We were artists in both the first and second musée residencies. And in the first one, we created a scenario where we were imagining what if there was a kind of radical legislation passed by the European Commission in the year 2028, where the premise was maximizing biodiversity. And what if biodiversity was the measure of a healthy food system? But during that residency, the European Commission actually decided to renew the use of the herbicide glyphosate for 10 more years. Glyphosate is classified as causing serious eye damage and being toxic to aquatic life, and is thought to be carcinogenic for humans also. It's literally a biocide specifically designed to kill life and reduce biodiversity. So we realized that this legislation probably wouldn't come from the top down, but would have to be a more bottom-up approach. So for the second residency, we partnered with the SME Nicetrails to imagine and prototype how we could measure biodiversity from the bottom up. Together we created BITZ. BITZ stands for Biodiversity in Transition Zones. It's a digital tool that helps you identify and learn about the organisms that are around you. Nicetrails is a design-centric company, and they prototype with emerging technologies. So they do digital fabrication, AI, augmented reality. And we're Genomic Gastronomy, a studio that explores food systems.
Hi, I'm Ruben. I'm the developer for Nicetrails. And so on this project, I implemented all of the app that we've made, the AI pipeline, and I played around with the models, seeing what was possible and not with AI. So we decided to use only LLMs for classifications. So LLM is the broad category for ChatGPT, but also others model now. And the idea that we had is that we used directly this without any specialized models, because it was more robust for in the wild classifications. So blurry pictures, pictures from afar, or maybe pictures where there's many species.
For this project, it was very interesting working so close with the artists, because during the first month of the project in this DFA collaboration, we had to find the common goals and the things they wanted to do.
We're a studio that researches food, the life sciences, and biodiversity. For this project, we started with the idea that a healthy food system is a biodiverse food system. Emerging technologies could help us measure and understand landscapes, but throughout the process, we realized that what was needed was to reskill humans to spend time in rural landscapes or agricultural landscapes, being attentive to and paying attention to their non-human neighbors.
We worked with different chefs to explore the recipes that could come out of some of the ingredients and species that we found using the tool. We made different field guides that brought visitors to these different agricultural landscapes or transition zones to explore the species there. And we created various kinds of digital visualizations that showed all of the species together and some of the relationships found between these different species.
Towards the end of the residency, we used the BITZ prototype to create a 2-day event called Eyes on the Field. Eyes on the Field was a workshop at a local regenerative farm and a dinner at Ven Canteen in Porto, Portugal. Maintaining biodiversity will be one of the biggest challenges of the 21st century. And our goal with BITZ is to provide one tool for small-scale farms or spaces in transition to account for and start to really care for the biodiversity around them.
Hi, hello. So this is an overview of the interface of bitz.tools. This is a system aimed to guide the user through biodiversity questings in a landscape and try to guide which information about the species and guide which other species might be related and how we can follow a chain of discoveries around biodiversity. So the first time that the user enters bitz.tools, that's the main page, and here right away you can start the quest. If that's the first time, you are prompt with this disclaimer. So it's the terms of services that you need to only accept once because it's saved as cookies. And then if you agree, or if it's the already agree before, you can start with exploring the quest, your environment. You can choose here which tone, which flavor you want this system to speak to you, basic, expert, or medium culture. So this it would, basic would tell this biological relationship within a species. Expert, it would tell you some more in depth of some more unexpected connections. And medium culture would talk about the history of this plant or how it was related in culture, how it was used in other times, and so on. So you can have different kinds. The moment of starting, you take a photo. This triggers your device camera, and you can point it to whatever you want. At this moment, this image is processed, and you get this
kind of information, right? So in this case, this is these plants, and it gives more information and so on, some relationship. And then at any point of the quest, you can stop it and ask a question. In this case, we have this minimal interface to interact with this. You ask, is it edible? I say yes. Okay, thank you very much. We continue what we were doing. So here, after each quest and after each photo, when it's related to what it found, it gives you some suggestions. So do you see any butterflies? Do you see anything like that? So if you say if you say yes, I see these kind of things, you can continue the quest. If you say no, I don't see these things now, so it would say, okay, then give you another suggestion. Okay, like pause, take 3 deep breaths, and let's see what triggers your attention. And then you could continue this quest until you feel like. Then at any point, you can stop the quest and quest here. And after a confirmation, you just stop it. Then what happens next? After you finish a quest, you are displayed with this map, which is a map of all the quests that has happened so far in the platform. And then also you can have a comprehensive list of all the species with their own common names, scientific names that have been found. And also one representation of this data in the form of a data set of a network diagram of all these data set with their own relationships. Right, so that's what you see when you finish. Okay, if you didn't start quest here and you hang around these menus, you would see first my quests. This, if you have used the app before, just because we have this cookie system, all your quests are saved here. So those are your personal. So if you tap at one of them, you would see the details of what have you done. And also you would see the list of the species that you found and a personalized network per quest of what you have found. Then what else? So if we hit explore, we go straight to here, to these 3 modes of data exploration that we have so far in bitz.tools, which is the map, the list, and the network diagram. Right. And also if we hit the about page, we go to the about, where it explains the project and so on. Then here we have this eyes on the field, which is, those are custom implementations of custom runs of the bitz.tools tool in specific events. In this case, that's in one that was run in Porto in the mid of May 2025. And here it explains what happened, photos of the workshop, and so on. So as more workshops happen, they will be collected and displayed here and linked here. So that's the interface and design, the interaction that the user have with the system, the front end. And this is the back end. This is what's happening behind. So this runs in the virtual private server, which is it has the Bitz API where the user interacts. Then we have an admin dashboard, which is set up outside the user interface for data management and the traffic statistics. Then what we see, the network diagram right now, that's the data visualization of bits. That right now is the network diagram, but could be something else. That's something that we can tweak because we have the space to tweak and update it. And then we have the Bitz app, which is this mobile first design. That's the interface that we have seen, where the user, the collector, the quester is the one that interacts with. So when a collector, a user takes an image through the API, their app, a visual language model is used to classify, right? So that's it's very good at edge cases when we have blurry photos or multiple specimens in the same photo, that the visual language model works very well. And then we have this language model, in this case, that runs in the Google Cloud Platform. And that's also the one with this information, gives instructions for the next quest. Then all the storage, the photos, they are extracted the metadata, and they go to the local storage. That the local, it's important, it's anonymized before being saved, blurry faces and all these things. And then there's a daily backup that goes to the cold storage on the backend. Right, and then all this data, it can be ported as a Darwin core standards to occurrences data sets and to publicize this data that we have found. So that's the backend, and I think that's all. Thank you very much.